Okay, we've created a protection group, our catch-all group. We have installed the correct version of the Veeam Agent on our Mac. We've imported the config file onto the Mac. We've also enabled full disk access. We've confirmed that the Mac actually shows up in our inventory here. We can see that it's online and it's installed. And now we're ready to create a backup job. So we can do this a couple different ways. The easiest way would be to right-click on this machine and say Add to Backup Job, New Job. And when I click on that, we get our new Agent Backup Job wizard. However, I can also come over here to Home, and I can come up here on the ribbon and click on Backup Job, and I can see that I also have the option here to back up a Mac computer. And I get to the same spot. So we'll step through this wizard. Our new Agent Backup Job wizard, our only choice is to choose if we want a workstation or a server. In this particular case, the agent is installed on a laptop, so I'll let that be workstation. Managed by agent. The Veeam Backup Server is going to deploy the protection policy to all of the agents, but the job is managed by the agent itself. So we'll click Next. And I'm going to call this Tim's Presentation. And we'll click on Next. And I'm going to add this machine. And I'm going to click on OK. Now, if I would have just right-clicked on this machine earlier and said Backup Job, this would have already been here. I wouldn't have had to add this. In fact, let's go look at that. So if I come back down here to Inventory and I right-click on this and say Add to Backup Job, New Job, I get the same spot. But when I click on Next and I call this Tim's Presentation, and I click on Next again, notice the machine is already here. Okay, so we'll go Next. And I can do two things. I can select the user, which is going to back up the user home directories and all the directories under the user. So documents, downloads, etc. I have a bunch of junk in there. I'm not going to do that. I can also include any external USB drives, or if I have a particular directory that I want to back up, I can choose Custom Selection. Now, when I add the directory here, keep in mind, I need to manually add this directory, and I need to know the path. There's no wizard. So as I click on Add, notice here, I've actually got to type that in. Gives you an example, home, me, my directory, etc. So if I come over here, I can say, here's my directory that I'm going to back up. And it's just a Veeam directory that I've placed on my desktop. So I'll come over here and I will just type this in real quick as the directory that I wish to back up. And I'm going to say OK. And I'll click Next. And I have a couple different choices here. I want to choose Veeam Backup Repository because I want to back this up to my Veeam VBR server. And I'm going to click on Next. And I'm just going to add the fully qualified domain name here, which is lab-vbr01.myhomelab.local. It is a fully resolvable DNS name, and it tells you there that it must be. And I'm going to click on Next. It sees my default repository being available of 90 gig. I'll leave the 7 restore points. I'll click Next again. I'm going to run this job automatically every night at 10 p.m. and I'll click on Apply. The quick summary, everything looks good, and I'm going to click on Finish. Okay. And so now if I come back up here, I can see that I have a backup job, that it's enabled, and it has applied the configuration to my Mac, and I'm ready to do the backup.